One evening, Jack was walking down the street when he saw a woman struggling with her stroller. It looked like it had broken down somehow. Jack, the overly empathetic guy he was, decided to help her out. She seemed shocked at first when she was offered help by Jack, but eventually agreed. In hindsight, this was one of the best decisions of his life. Jack spent the evening not really thinking about the good deed he had done that afternoon. Early the next morning, however, he was confronted by the reality of the situation when 4 police officers showed up at his door. They wasted no time in arresting him. He was taken down to the local station without any explanation whatsoever. It was only once he was there and in the privacy of an interview room that he found out that his arrest was related to the woman he had been helping with her stroller yesterday. His good deed might not have been so good after all. Jack could not believe it, but when the police explained the full details of the situation, his jaw nearly dropped to the floor. He had no idea about what he had accidentally done. But why did the police arrest Jack? What was happening with this woman and her stroller, and what did Jack's assistants have to do with anything? But before we start, smash the like button, subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so you never miss any of our upcoming stories. It was an early evening one day in the autumn when Jack and his wife Monica went out to dinner. They didn't often go out due to their busy schedules and tight budget, but Jack decided his wife deserved a treat. The restaurant was close by, so they decided to walk rather than take the car. En route there, however, they encountered a woman needing help. Monica, aware they were already close to being late for their reservation, wanted to keep walking. However, she knew her kind-hearted husband wasn't able to walk past someone who was in need. So she fondly rolled her eyes and lingered on the sidewalk as Jack went to investigate the problem. The woman was off to the side of the road, seeming to be struggling to fix a battered stroller. As Jack approached, he saw a baby in the stroller, wrapped up in a blanket. He seemed to be at a loss for words at first, even when he asked her what was wrong and if he could be of any help. The woman looked incredibly nervous when Jack approached her. He asked if she needed any help with the stroller as it was getting late and cold, which was no time for a baby to be outside. Stuttering and stumbling over her words, she assured Jack that everything was fine and that she did not need help. But Jack saw that one of the stroller's wheels had completely come off. Jack quickly told the woman not to worry and that he'd fix it for her. Stiffly getting down onto his knees, he took the wheel from the silent woman to see how it attached to the stroller. Monica waited off to the side, smiling softly as her sweet husband made easy small talk with the woman in need. Being late for a reservation was better than leaving a struggling mother out in the cold with her baby. Something was going on with her, but Jack didn't notice. Monica assumed this young mother was anxious about having strangers help her. In the end, it was a pretty easy fix. Once he found the nuts and bolts in the surrounding grass, it didn't take Jack long to find it and screw it back on. He was surprised that the woman had been unable to do this herself, but put her struggle down to her worry and the cold. She could barely look Jack in the eye as she thanked him and immediately rushed off with the stroller. Both Jack and Monica should have probably been more suspicious about the situation than they were, but they were kind-hearted people. They carried on their way to dinner, chatting easily. But they would very soon find out the full truth of the situation. The rest of the evening went as normal. The couple was only slightly late for their reservation and had a lovely dinner, chatting about their week. For the walk home from the restaurant, Jack and Monica took a slightly different route than before. But from a distance, they could still see the spot where Jack had helped fix the stroller earlier that evening. Monica couldn't help but wonder aloud again that she hoped the woman from earlier in the day had gotten home safely with her baby. As they got closer, Jack was sure that he saw some commotion around the spot. Part of him wanted to go and check it out, but it was late, and Monica wanted to get home and go to bed. So they carried on and were out of sight by the time several police cars with flashing lights arrived at the scene. The whole situation with the stroller did bother Jack a little. He found himself worrying about the baby and if it was safe. He was in for quite a surprise, though. Shock and awe. Early the next morning, so early the sun wasn't even fully up, Jack and Monica were shocked awake by a loud pounding on the front door. They certainly weren't expecting any visitors, and especially not at this hour. What on earth was going on? Finally presentable, Jack limped downstairs, the chill of the autumn morning making his bones ache. There was more thunderous banging on the front door, and Jack was actually getting annoyed at this point. All this commotion had better be for something important, he thought. And by God it was. He just could never have expected what it was all about. When he finally swung the front door open, more than a little irritated, Jack was surprised to be greeted by the sight of 4 policemen in full uniform staring him in the face. Before Jack could ask for any kind of explanation, one of the officers demanded that Jack come with them immediately. That it was a matter of great urgency. He looked like he was impatient as hell and unwilling to take no for an answer. With no other option, Jack went with them down to the station, but only after he was assured that he wasn't under arrest. As it turns out, the woman Jack helped was trafficking illegal substances and used the stroller to conceal them. The baby was a doll stuffed full of drugs. The police were already following her and had seen Jack help. This gave them a reason to approach and eventually arrest the woman. Jack wasn't in trouble, however, and was even given a reward for his help with the case. Thank you for watching. If you like this story, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming stories.